Some people walk into a bright, loud room and feel drained within minutes. Their nervous system is just reading the room faster than everyone around them. The lights, the noise, the movement. An overstimulated brain feels all of it at once. So the body works overtime, and staying calm starts to cost real energy. That is why a party leaves them wrung out instead of recharged. There is a name for this, and it is not a flaw. Once you know it, you can help your nervous system feel safe. So if that sounds familiar, here's the first thing to know. You're not fragile, and you're not doing life wrong. You've probably been told to relax, or push through, or just get used to it. Maybe you even started to quietly believe something was wrong with you. The room clears out, and you're the only one who needs to lie down after. None of that ever quite worked, and there's a good reason why. Most people assume some of us are just too sensitive, as if it were a flaw to fix. But researchers describe a real trait called sensory processing sensitivity, found in a large, healthy minority of people. A more responsive nervous system takes in more from a room, more light, more sound, more subtle signals. In a calm, low-stimulation space, that same wiring feels like depth and intuition. In a loud, bright, crowded one, it tips into overstimulation, and the body reads the room as unsafe. Nothing is broken. The volume is just turned up. So the goal is not to toughen up. It is to give your nervous system rooms where it can feel safe. And one of the 5 shifts coming up is almost too small to take seriously. That's the one people say changes the most. First up, the volume dial. Here's what's actually happening inside that bright, loud room. Your brain isn't just hearing it louder, it's processing each signal more deeply. Researchers call this depth of processing. It's one core piece of sensory processing sensitivity. Every sound, every flicker of movement gets the full treatment. It's like a video game where someone quietly cranked every setting to ultra. You're rendering the whole room in 4K while everyone else is on low. The picture is richer. It also eats far more battery. Most brains filter a room out in the background without trying. Yours turns that filtering into a full-time job it never clocks off from. So feeling wiped after a crowded room isn't weakness. It's a fuller picture at a higher cost. An overstimulated brain isn't a broken one. It's simply a thorough one. So here's the first small move, and you can use it tonight. When a room starts to tip you over, don't try to block all of it out. That's impossible, and trying just adds more effort. Instead, lower one channel. Turn your back to the brightest light. Face a wall so the movement sits on one side of you. Pick a single input and quiet it. One dial, not the whole board. That tiny bit of control tells your nervous system it isn't trapped, and one lowered channel is often enough to take the edge off. The second shift is about the room, not you. Sensitivity isn't a switch that's either on or off. It runs on a spectrum. Researchers loosely sort people into 3 groups, using flowers of all things. Dandelions cope almost anywhere. Tulips sit in the comfortable middle. Orchids feel everything most vividly, and in one large study, roughly 3 in 10 lean that way. The popular label for the orchid end is a highly sensitive person, and here's the reframe that changes everything. An orchid isn't a broken dandelion. It's a different plant with different light and different needs. Put it in the right conditions, and it doesn't just cope. It blooms. The problem was never the plant. It was the pot it got handed. So the room is the variable, not you. There's a reason people wired this way often quietly love being home. It's the one room they've slowly tuned to fit. Our video on people who love being home and keep it clean sits right next door to this idea. Now the small move. Before a loud, bright event, choose your recovery pocket in advance. The balcony, the hallway, the slow walk to get a glass of water. You don't have to use it. Knowing the calm exit exists makes the whole room easier to enter. Half the drain is the fear of being stuck there with no way out. If your nervous system just went, "Oh, that's me. This channel was built for exactly that." Subscribing keeps these small, science-backed shifts coming to you. And a thumbs up quietly tells the algorithm to send a bit of calm to someone else's feed. The third one turns the whole thing around. That same responsive nervous system has another side, and it's a good one. The wiring that overloads in chaos is the wiring that catches what others miss. It reads the room before anyone speaks. It notices the tiny detail on someone's face. It feels a piece of music somewhere behind the ribs. You're often the one who senses a friend's off day before they say a word. And there's a lovely finding tucked in the research here. Highly sensitive people don't just struggle more in harsh environments. They gain more from good ones. The same open channels that let the noise in also let the beauty in more fully. So a calm space isn't only damage control. It's where this wiring quietly pays you back, which means the next move is a treat, not a chore. After an overstimulating environment, don't crash straight into your phone. Give yourself one input you genuinely love, on purpose. One song, eyes closed. 2 minutes of real quiet, natural light on your face. Your system takes in more of the good too, so let it in. The fourth one is about other people, and it's a quiet relief. People wired this way often get called antisocial, dramatic, or a bit much. So they push through the loud dinner, then wonder why they're hollow by dessert. But needing to step out of a bright, loud room isn't rudeness, it's maintenance. You're managing a real sensory load, live, while holding a conversation. That's not weakness. That's admin nobody else can see. So here's the move, and it's mostly permission. Give yourself a short, no apology line for the exit. Something like, going to grab some air, back in 5. No justification, no story about your nervous system, just the calm exit, taken early. Leaving the room for 5 minutes is often what lets you enjoy the other 50. The people worth keeping won't need the paperwork or the apology. And the last one is the smallest of them all. Some loud, bright rooms are just part of life. You can't dodge them all, but overstimulation adds up across a day. It's cumulative. A body that's already calm walks in with more room to spare. So the move is simple. Enter with margin. Before a noisy event, protect a short, quiet window just for your senses. Dim the lights. Drop the sound. Put the phone face down. Because a busy feed is really just a loud, bright room your thumb can carry. A few dim, quiet minutes beforehand isn't hiding. It's charging. Give your senses a quiet room first, and the loud one costs less. Same party, same lights, a completely different exit at the end. If you've got a tiny trick that helps you reset after a loud room, drop it below. The club borrows the best ones. And if this one landed, the video on loving your home sits right beside it. Here's the part worth keeping. You were never too much. Your nervous system just runs at a higher setting, and that comes with real gifts. You don't need to toughen up. You need rooms that feel safe, and you can start building them one small, quiet choice at a time. One lowered light, one planned exit, one song with your eyes closed. Nothing is broken. The volume was just turned up. Now you know where the dial is. See you in the next one. Micro Wins Club. Small steps towards real change.